Hey guys, this is episode 3 of DGCast. Today we have Bill and we have AJ. We're going to talk about AJ's car and a couple of news from the site. So let's go ahead and get started. AJ, let's go ahead and why don't you tell us about your car and like what did you get it, what have you done to it, and all that stuff.
Cool. Yeah, it's 2008 Mini Clubman John Cooper Works Edition. I got it May of last year. I traded in the Magnum for it. The Magnum needed a lot of work. Needed new tires, full new brakes. It had some weird electrical issues. Loved the car, but it was just time to go. Too much
What
work
kind
needed
of
to be done,
electrical
and I
problems?
It had some flickering in the headlights and dash that was happening.
Okay.
It was kind of sporadic. Like sometimes the dash lights would flicker, and then sometimes the headlights would flicker, and they never flickered together. It was always separate. And I tried new wiring harnesses in the headlights, and even tried somebody recommended a reflash of the PCM with some updated software, and none of those fixed it. So I was just
Oh,
yeah,
I
could
wasn't
have
aware
been.
of that.
Yeah, it could have gotten worse. I don't know. So that with the brakes and the tires and whatnot, I was just time to
Yeah,
time to go.
yeah.
So not to mention the fact I drive from Estero to Naples every day, which is 60-mile round trip, and at the time it's getting like 9 to 10 miles per gallon. So I definitely needed something a bit more economical but still cool.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of admired the look of the Mini.
You say you had
And
the Clubman, was it?
Yeah, it's the Clubman edition. It's a slightly larger version of the Mini Cooper. It has a side door as opposed to just a normal two-door and a hatchback.
Okay,
Um,
so it's just
yeah,
an extended version of the regular Cooper.
exactly. Yeah, extended
Oh,
version of
nice.
the regular Cooper. And here, let me put up a picture of it. What it looked like when I first got it. Um,
Now you got
it
the turbo version as well, right?
Yeah, it's the S version. It's also it's what's called the John Cooper Works version. So it's the
Cool.
um, kind of it's an upgrade. Well, it's just the engine version of that package, which gives it larger injectors, larger intake, different tune, different headers, a semi-open turbo downpipe, which has a more of an open catalytic converter. So instead of the standard 170 some odd horsepower, it puts out 210. It's a six-speed manual.
Do you have pictures of
Um,
it up?
yeah, I'm trying to
Oh, okay. Let
get
me
the
know when you
picture up
have it
here.
up so that I can switch over to the other screen.
Um,
Those cars can be a lot of fun. We rented one for about 4 or 5 days. My friend was getting his car fixed, and it was a blast to drive. I've considered getting that many times before. Because how is it with the economy? Is it really good?
I mean, if you don't, if you drive semi-consciously, I mean, it'll do about 34 to 35 miles a gallon.
That's pretty good. Actually.
And if I really step on it, it'll go down to about 29 to 28, which is still not half bad.
No, no, not at all. And you can have a blast doing it.
Yeah, that's just
Um,
shifting at like 5,000 RPM.
and
The mileage
five
goes down.
speed or 6 speed, you said.
Six
Um,
speed.
6 speed. And this is a picture of when you got it.
This is what it looked like when I first bought it. And it's sort of evolved over time. Um, let's see. Here's the first change I made was some side stripes on the fender
Okay.
and plaster dipping the wheels black. This is what it looked like after that. Um,
You had it for how long now?
I've had it for just over a year and a half,
Okay.
and this was the first mod I did to it, which I took off the hood stripes and I added these silver side stripes,
Yeah.
and then plaster dipped the wheels black, and also painted the calipers lug nuts, and the little valve stem to match the color of the
Oh,
car.
okay.
So it was all blue. Um, After that, I dropped the side stripes, and I went with a carbon fiber um, look on the side with some carbon fiber vinyl. Let's see.
Okay.
Here's a picture of
Same,
that.
same, like a different color.
What's that?
Same kind of deal, but just a different color, or?
No, actually, I covered the entire fender.
Oh,
Here's a picture here. You can see the. It's a little. I don't know if it looks kind of small on your end.
yeah, it is.
Um,
So you can zoom in, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. That little section there on the side. I've seen
yeah.
that before.
So the whole fender is done in a carbon fiber vinyl, and then the. I also did the side scuttle in matte black, and then also tinted the lens on the turn signal on the scuttle as well. And then the little S
Okay.
logo I color matched using color match paint to match the rest. And then I also painted the calipers silver as opposed to blue, which looked a little better,
Okay.
matched the hood and the accents on the side mirrors. Um,
Have you done any like performance stuff to it, or not yet?
there's not a lot. Besides, I got an upgraded tune from a company called Detroit Tune. Um,
Okay.
it's kind of difficult to tune these cars because they're just a little finicky. Definitely not as easy as the Dodge, and
Okay.
plus they don't unfortunately don't make products like the Diablo Sport.
Mm,
The tuners for these cars are well into the $1,000 to $2,000 range, so a little out of my reach. So I just had somebody do it at a meet a long time ago at a club meet,
okay.
and so he installed a new tune to match the upgraded the to better used enlargers and the air filter or the air intake, and it boosted it probably about to a little over 220, I'd say. But I've never had it dynoed, so I really don't know. Um,
Right.
the tune made
How
it a
about how
little
about
more.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say the tune made it a little more, just a little more peppier. Just
Okay.
gave it a little more. Also, it increased the boost a little bit. So
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
yeah, it was gave it just a little bit more. Not enough that I can cause any damage, but enough to actually make a small difference in takeoff. And I mean, the only
Okay.
thing I've got
So how
planned
much how
for
much are you boosting now?
right now, I guess it's around 20. It's stock. It's
Okay.
about 17, and so an
And how
extra
high
three.
can you go on that on the stock turbo? How
You
high
know,
can you go with it?
I actually don't know. I've heard people going as high as 25, but I think
Okay.
that's a little on the dangerous side. You're probably looking to
Yeah.
because it'd probably blow the stock one out. I mean, you can always get an aftermarket one, and they're modestly priced, about as much as or probably half the cost of one of those like what do you call them, the DSC something Pro chargers that you would put on a
Yeah.
charger. So it's about half the cost of that, probably around 4,000 to 3,000, I think. But
That's expensive.
yeah, it's not something I'm overly interested in, and the car is good where it is right now. And yeah, I think the only mod that I want to look at going for next is a meth kit.
Okay.
Um, I've heard some people, they've gotten some pretty good results out of those kits, um, both fuel economy and better boost. So that's something I want to look for in the near future.
Bill, don't you have a meth kit on yours as well?
No, I don't have a meth kit on mine yet. I was looking into it, but meth kits are right now they're running about 500 bucks or so for a halfway decent one.
Yeah,
I haven't done that yet since I haven't even fine tuned my tune yet. I'm still looking at ported throttle body and headers for mine before I even do any more. I'll see how it goes after that. Then maybe meth down the road, but I don't know. As of right now, I'm not going to really mess with it since I'm only I'm pushing 9 pounds of boost in mine, which is pretty strong for a supercharger. So
Yeah. I always like the minis. I've always been a little scared about them because they're made by BMW and the parts has got to be really expensive.
yeah, it can get a bit expensive. Like I said, those tuners alone. A Diablo Sport tuner is about $300 to $400, but the same kind of tuner for the BMW Minis is well over $1,000. I mean, so everything that you do, which is why I really am not taking the car much further because everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kidded a couple of times with the wife about maybe getting a couple of minis ourselves, like maybe we get the regular mini and then her get the SUV version of it. But yeah, that the money behind it is the one that stopped me from doing it. Because I love those cars; they're a lot of fun to drive. So I wouldn't mind having one at all. But yeah, that
Yeah, they're
maintenance is gotta be scary.
they're finicky too. I mean, they've got their share of problems. I bought mine with a really good service contract. I still do most of the maintenance myself as far as oil changes and all that go. But when it comes down to stuff like walnut blasting, which is what has to be done, at a certain many miles, because the engine is an early model direct injection engine, the valve heads get covered in like a coked on, the oil flow. What do we call that? The PCV, and the way the oil blow off, it blows back into the engine and basically coats the top of the valves. And since it's direct injection, there's no gas that shoots on top of them to clean off that
Right.
coked on goo. So eventually down the road, you've got to have something called walnut blasting done, which is where they basically literally blast walnut shells into the engine cylinders to clean all that crap off. And
Never heard of that. This is the first time I'm hearing that.
Can you install a catch can to help the blow off?
you can, yeah, you have to install. You can do with because it has two sides to the PCV, so you can do a catch can on one, and then there's a mod you can do where you block off the other side, and supposedly that is supposed to help. At this point, if I did it now, though, it really wouldn't matter because the damage is already done. So if I did go and get the walnut blasting done, the first thing I would probably do is install a catch can, just to help it out down the road. Like even using like the seafoam treatment and pouring it into the PCV won't help at all.
Yeah, interesting. All right, so any more mods or anything like that, or anything else you want to talk about the car?
I did some interior stuff, which I actually don't have a picture of, but I did some more carbon fiber vinyl and covered the glove box area and the cluster on the driver's side. Then I also did some blue LED lighting on the inside, and I've been working on making these custom door sills that incorporate some blue LEDs in them with the Mini logo, and then like with the carbon fiber vinyl overlay on top of that. And been kind of toying around with that with using some plexiglass to make the sills out of. They look all right. They could still need some work though.
Okay.
It's kind of a fun project.
Have you seen the pictures of the new Mini? How they moved the speedometer to the other side, so just in front of the driver, and then they moved just the radio stuff on the center dash.
Yeah, I like the F56. It's more modern. They retain the look in the middle with the round information cluster, and the only problem I think I have with the inside is the smaller tack. It's on the tack is on the left side of the speedometer, and it's just sort of small and kind of tucked in there.
Right.
That's really my only complaint about it. Everything else I think looks great.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I like what they're doing here. What is that thing on the right hand side of the speedometer? Is that the fuel meter?
Yep, that's gas.
Seems to be. Okay.
They've always had like kind of a weird blocky gas gauge.
Okay.
Like mine in my car is basically a circle of what look like little tiny carrots.
Okay. Yeah, the interior is nice on that car too as well.
Yeah, it's I don't know, you've sat in one, obviously you've seen it. A lot of people see them and they think they're tiny, but once you get inside one, it's actually a lot of space inside of a modern Mini.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right, let's move over to the first post we're going to talk about today, and that's the ATS-V. If finally it's been caught on camera. Let me see if I can share this with you guys. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I do like the look of this car. It's nice and I mean, you still retain some of the stuff from the old one, which is nice, but it gives the new one. It's got some of the new stuff as well.
I like that they've gotten rid of the huge back end that was really blocky.
Yes, that they fix, which is the reason why I don't like the coupe on the old ones. I like the sedan and I love the station wagon. I
Eh,
wouldn't mind having the station wagon at all.
oh, I would love to have the wagon. Yeah, that's one of
Yeah, can
my.
you imagine that?
What's that? I looked at the price on them. That's 75 to 80 grand. That's a bit high,
Yes, they're expensive.
but then again, it's
I
a
mean, I probably check. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
luxury car.
Yeah. The things to know about this one is not a V8 anymore. So this one is a twin turbo V6. I'm not sure. I know how many horsepower it has. I don't think they said it. If they have, I'm not aware of it. I don't know if you guys know.
It probably keeping with the current, probably or over a little over 500 maybe.
That would be nice on a six-cylinder. That would be nice.
Mm.
Um, Down in cylinders, I don't know how I feel about that. I like it because we're still getting the same amount of horsepower or even more. But there's something about a V8 engine. I really like the sound of a V8 engine. So I don't know how I feel about this car's going down to six.
Yeah, you definitely get a change in sound. That's for sure. I mean, there's no replacing that deep rumble you get from a V8, a V6, or a four-cylinder. Just can't do that.
Yeah,
But power-wise, I mean, makers like Ferrari and whatnot, they're doing some amazing things with six and four-cylinder engines right now.
definitely.
With the whole
Especially adding the whole thing of adding the electrical motors to the
exactly.
top of whatever engine they're using, like the BMW that came out of Motor Trend the other day. I forgot how many horsepower it had, but it was flying down the track. So it's just weird how they add in the noise, like fake noise, into the cabin to justify the lack of the lack of sports sound. I don't know how I feel, but that's kind of weird.
As I know, I mean, what's even weirder is if you look at a carbon Fisker, there's actually models you can get with speakers into the fake exhaust, which you can program to make whatever noise you want. You can make the car sound like a Jetson mobile if you want to.
I heard that they use that they have a sound as well, so that when you go between 0 and like I don't know if it's I think it's 0 and 25, your car makes noises so that people can hear it coming. Because there's been a lot of
Exactly.
accidents lately with it.
There's people. I've been walking my dog. There's people that have a couple of Priuses in my neighborhood, and I'll be creep up behind you. You can't even hear them coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill, do you have anything else on your side? Do you
I'm
have
sorry, say
anything
that
else
again?
on your side? Um,
No, actually, the CTSV actually it reminds me a little bit about like the Chevy SS. That's the first thing I thought it was before I saw the badging.
the old
I
SS or
guess it's the
the
same
one?
body style.
The old SS or the one that just came out not that long ago?
No, the new one, the new SS that just came out. It just I thought it was because I really don't keep track of GM anymore.
Okay.
It's been years since I've had a GM, and that's the first thing I thought it was before I saw the Cadillac symbol in the front.
Did you have you get a chance to see it? Have you seen the new SS in person?
No, I haven't seen him in person yet. No.
So I went to the dealer the other day to fix a problem that I have with the power steering, and they
Hmm.
had one inside the showroom, and for a second I looked at it and I was going towards it and I'm like, car looks different, but for most of it I thought it was like a regular Malibu. It doesn't look mean or sporty or anything like that. It's just weird. They really need to adjust the car and add some type of spoilers to make it mean looking, because the way it is right now, it just looks like a Malibu with bigger wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're going to compete with the CTSV or BMWs, what they're probably compete with an M5 maybe, and the Chrysler 300 SRT8 probably.
Yeah, all these
Uh,
guys are making like huge changes. Like if you look at like basic car and the sports car. Like Chrysler, the Dodge Charger. I mean, forget about the Hellcat. That thing is a beast. But the Charger and the M5 and all that stuff. There's a clear difference, and the cars look very sporty. I forgot what I saw the other day. Beamer has a model. I don't know. I didn't catch the number on it, but I think it's a 615. I could be completely wrong because I'm not. I don't keep up with Beamer too much. But they have a sporty version of that car that looks insane. I saw it on the street the other day, and it was really mean looking.
Well, they've got
I don't know.
you can take an M series and you can get what's called an Alpina version of it, and the Alpina is basically it's like sending a Mustang off to Shelby or a Corvette off to Hennessy or something.
So even more than whatever the M5 or whatever or the M model will have.
Exactly, yeah. More body kit stuff, more performance, more drivetrain, more suspension. The whole thing is redone.
That's got to be insane. They got to do something with the SS. I mean, the interior is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It has the horsepower, but it just doesn't look like anything special.
It looks like a sleeper. That's about it.
Was that?
So it looks like a sleeper.
It could be a sleeper for sure.
You know, it does. It looks like a sleeper. Speaking of the BMWs,
Yes.
the other day I saw a i8. I drove by an i8. He passed me. I didn't know what it was, and I don't know if you've ever seen them. They are just wicked-looking cars. Here, I'll show you a picture of them.
i8, is that the electric little tiny car?
This right here.
No, that's their sport version of the electric one. The i3 is the little Lego-looking tiny car.
I didn't know these were available already. I think this is the one I'm talking about. Is this the one that had a motor trend not that long ago? Looks like it.
I'm not sure. I didn't know what it was when I was coming up on it, and then it passed, and I saw what it was, and I said, "Oh man, I didn't know they were out." But the one that passed me was a white one, and this was on the back roads of Lehigh, so this is like out in the middle of nowhere where I saw this thing.
Yeah, this is the
Interesting. They're using.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I read an article on the headlight technology on that car. It's actually using a laser technology to form the headlights instead of a typical LED or bulb. It actually uses some sort of laser compression device to actually get light out of the headlights.
Oh wow!
It's really crazy stuff.
That has a four-cylinder, right? With I don't know how many electric engines in there or electric motors.
That I'm not sure. It looks like it says 1.5 liter.
So it's a four-cylinder with I don't know how many electric motors in there. So it's probably
more.
600.
I'm reading here on Google. It says it's a 1.5 liter, 357 horse, 420 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, that's a lot. And it's probably not that big. How big is it, would you say?
It says it's 3,400 pounds, so I'm not sure. It's probably about the size. I'd say it looked like it was a little bit bigger than a 370Z.
Also, it's not that big.
No, it was a little longer and a little bit wider. And
Okay.
so,
Yeah, that's a nice looking car. It's crazy. That's the one that I was referring to. The push engine sound into the cabin to make it feel like you're driving a sports car.
here's what it was. This is the exact that I once saw. Not the exact car, but the same color.
Yeah, that's the one. That car is insane.
Yeah.
That car put crazy numbers in Motor Trend the other day when they were testing it out.
That was it was amazing. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Got the future look to it. Got the future technology, and it's definitely out there.
I'm sure the price on that is gonna be very nice as well.
Give me 1 second. I'll show you. MSRP 135.7.
Not that bad.
It's up there.
I thought it was gonna be more than that, to be honest.
$135,000 for a 1.5 liter.
Well, yeah, that too.
It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. You have something about another post from the site?
Yeah, I haven't looked too much into it, but we're talking about new garage setups. We've got a video on the site about it. I haven't really looked into it. Um, I've been wanting to do something in my garage, and lately I've been making my garage a little bit more me friendly and mechanic friendly. You know, working on the car.
Yeah.
And if I wish I'd have known that this post was up before I started, because it looks like it's got a lot of pretty good ideas about cabinets and stuff like that, and this jack that's on the video, you know, I'd love to look into something like that.
Yeah, this
But
this setup is really nice. This is something that I want to do in mine. Mine is not that big. It's a two-car garage, and I saw that video while doing research for mine. I want to get some. Mine is all packed with a whole bunch of stuff. You know, basically want to get everything out of it, leave the toolbox in there, and I'm considering that thing because that's got to be priceless to have in a garage. Imagine doing any kind of like oil change and the little things. Cause I don't. Well, you should be able to do a lot of stuff with it.
oh, you should. I mean, I didn't realize that was a full car jack. It looked like a motorcycle jack to me for a second.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought. Let me go ahead
It's
and
amazing.
I
share
wonder
it.
what's the weight limit on that thing?
It's probably
Um,
maybe 2 tons,
I don't know. I don't
two and a
remember. I
half.
don't know if it says it on it. Yeah, you guys seeing the video?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it.
Okay. So I like how it's got the fridge and everything matching.
Hmm.
I like the two-tone. I want to do something like that as well. But the biggest thing is that right there. That is nice to have in there.
And it looks like it uses a fairly small compressor for the actual lift.
Yeah.
It's the part there on your right, the one that's next to the door. Let me forward a little bit so we can see the guy.
Is there any information on it that we have?
Might have some information on it. I think it's a Snap-on. Yeah, it is a Snap-on.
Okay.
But you can find cheaper models online. I've seen a couple on eBay for like 1,200, 1,300. So it's not expensive. You can definitely put our cars in it.
The only downside is it looks like it might be difficult to actually get to things under the car.
Yes. So it will be. I think it will be good for maybe engine stuff and suspension and stuff like that. But you won't be able to do much in the sense of transmission because you got all that stuff in the middle.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the front end would overhang. It just sort of takes the middle, and the
Right.
rear and front will overhang, so you can do that. Oil changes and whatnot will probably be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the yellow pieces come out sort of like a regular standard jack, so they'll probably swing out and go on the supports like a regular floor hoist, I guess would.
Yeah, that will probably hold on to the bottom of it, so your
Yeah, the
wheels will be
framework.
hanging. Yeah. So anything related to like doing your brakes and oil changes and anything on the engine should be good. I don't know if you'll get in the way of the rear end, but the transmission's got to be out of the question. I don't think you can do a transmission on that.
Oh, without
I stuck the little
no
holes
way.
in it, so I don't. Maybe you can do some. You see
I
the
don't
little
know.
holes in the center?
You know, it looks like it's set up on a roller system. Looks like probably the back on the bottom where what's touching the floor. Looks like that stays stable, and the front where the jacks are, the red part, that
Right.
looks like it's on rollers, which slides up.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't do any transmission work on that thing with it like that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe exterior vehicle stuff, sort of like tires and stuff like that, or front end work or something. But actually totally getting under it, I don't know. It looks like a good idea, but I don't know how sturdy it would be to stay underneath. You know.
It's definitely scary, but interesting and not that expensive. I thought it was going to be a
Yeah,
lot
true.
more.
It's small and portable though. I mean,
Yep.
that's a good thing.
Yep. Yep. I do like the setup. Everything is nice on this garage. It's nice and clean as well, man. Great
Very
job.
clean.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm wanting to. I think either next week or this week, I actually need to redo my floors in my garage. They're getting a little, I've spilled paint everywhere, and just the latest looks really, really just gnarly. So I'd like to restain them.
Hmm.
Yeah, I just did. I changed the power steering pump, power steering on my car, and we painted the power steering and the coolant tank, and we made a mess in the garage. We just power steering everywhere. So I got like red marks everywhere in my garage. I was telling my wife that we definitely gotta clean it up and then maybe repaint the whole thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw a good.
I wanted to epoxy my floors, and I was looking at the floor coatings and stuff like that. And you're probably looking at least two kits. If the kits that say 2.5 car garages, I hear you have to get one of those kits plus another half-car garage kit in order to make it complete. They say it's
Okay.
not enough to cover the floors. But from what I hear on those, if you're going to go in that direction, prep is the key. Make sure everything is cleaned up. Take your time cleaning everything up, making it nice, flat, and level. Get the oil up as best as you can, because they have degreasers and stuff like that come with it to when you clean it. But I want to say that your garage is going to be empty probably for at least 24 hours, maybe 2 days. One day to clean it, and then the other day to actually put the stuff down.
Yeah, that's the plan. Take everything out of it. I bought a shed, and I'm gonna put the shed on the back. So we plan to put everything on the back, and then just leave the toolbox in there. So at that point, I'll put the toolbox inside the house, and then work on the floor. I
Mhm.
definitely want to do that. I was told the same thing. You want to get a box, a kit for the 2-car garage, and then get the extra one for a
Yep.
single one, so you can have extra. And
You
so
can
we'll
skip
get that done on the weekend. You could probably do that on the weekend, right?
Yeah, as long as it cleans up good. I mean, that's your main concern. If you have oil stains in the garage, you want to make sure all that oil is up. If not, the epoxy that you're putting down on there is not going to adhere to the floor. It's not going to adhere to the oil, so you have to clean all that up. It has to be up. If not, then you're wasted 300 to $400 on your floor. And that's a cheap route to go. There's a lot more expensive ways to go too, but that's the
Right.
cheapest. That's the cheapest and looks pretty good. As long, like I said, as long as your prep work is done right. And I did a lot of research into it because we were going to do it this past summer or this past spring, and back in February, but we decided not to go down that route yet because there's a couple things that I need to take care of with the garage. There's some spots I got to grind up, and there's some oil spots for when I bought the house that I need to get up, so I need to make sure everything is 100% before I dive into that.
AJ, you were gonna say something?
I was gonna say there's other routes too. I mean, there's basic concrete stains you can get that are a better deal. I've seen people use, and they've come out about the same as those kits that are out there. Then again, what Bill said about really scrubbing down the floors with a good degreaser is the key right there. But
Okay.
you can get a good stain though for about $30 a gallon,
Hmm.
whereas those kits are about 75. And I guess they come with the prep, and they come with the if you really need those goofy
The flakes or
flakes.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they don't come with enough flakes either, from what I hear too.
Yeah, I think I'd be much better off just going out and buying a gallon of concrete stain as opposed to going with one of the kits.
I gotta find out about that. I didn't know about the concrete stain.
Yeah, concrete stain is good, but basically that's a little bit higher grade of a paint. The floor kits, I do know that they're epoxy based, so they can handle a lot more traffic and stuff. You're going to be restaining your concrete stain. You're going to be redoing that after probably about 3 or 4 years, considering it does wear out. I looked into that too. So it's a give and take. However much you really want to put into it, they both look great when they're down. It's just all depends on how you take care of your garage afterwards.
Yep.
Quick question. Since we were talking about that, I have little cracks on the floor of the garage. Is that something that needs to be sealed before I put the kit, or is that something that once you put the kit on top of the floor, it covers all that stuff?
You're probably gonna want to. Well, first, there's probably settlement cracks,
Yeah.
which hopefully it doesn't get any bigger. You can get some concrete patch. Make sure it goes in the cracks and stays there and doesn't bubble out. Make sure you do a real good job of covering up and make sure it's only level with the floor and it doesn't come over. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
make sure you get that done, and then you can do the floor, because if you don't do it, you're still going to see the crack and it's going to look terrible.
Okay.
So your best bet is to get like a concrete patch. I know they have them in like a caulk tubes, in squeeze tubes that you can squeeze it in and work it, and that's like, I want to say that's 24 to 48 hour drying, all depending on how thick it is and how deep you go.
Okay. All right, sounds good. You guys have anything else to add on to? I think we should be good to go. I don't know if you guys want to add anything to the video.
No, I think I'm
Good,
good.
yeah.
We still have the driver's garage decals. I don't have anything here to show you guys. Oh, yeah, I do. Hold on.
Yeah, I need to get one of those. Are they the window decals?
I've got mine somewhere up here. I can't find it.
So for those of you who haven't gotten it yet, they're still available, although the post on the classified section of the site is not there anymore, so I have to update that. If you're a supporter of the site, you get one of these for free. So just send me a private message, and I'll send one your way. If not, you can buy them from the classified section. They're really good quality. They're pretty big as well.
Do they come in white?
Nope, this is the only color. Unfortunately, with the people that I got in touch with, in order for me to get the price that I got them for, you need to have them all be the same. But the next ones will be white and black. So the background will be white, and then the letters will be black.
Yeah, that would look better on on the tinted windows if it was white.
These ones are black on the background, and then the logo is blue, just like it is on the website.
Where'd you put? Did you have one on your car? Where'd you put it?
I have it on the back window. I don't think I have a picture over here now.
Can you see it on the back window?
Yeah, you can see it. So that's what that is. I still got a bunch of them, so you can get those on the site. Make sure you check out the site. The site is driversgarage.com. You will have AJ's car on the feature section of the site as soon as we're done with this video. And again, thanks for watching. See you, Bill.
All right, see ya.
Thanks for coming, Jay.
Thanks.
All right, you all take care.
All right,
You too.
bye-bye.